Back down to the Corey factory. I just farted. Fuck down, Corey.
Nasty.
Shoo! First things first. Today's a Kang day. I won't say why yet, but let's go through this GU that Corey's been working on.
Get the cord.
Right. Oh, I farted. I'll drive this up. Firstly, I want to say Corey stole the front bar for his car, and he put this nasty ARB thing on it. Corey, here it up.
Here it is.
I'm sure it serves its purpose better than the other one. It was a bit heavy, wasn't it, or something?
They're like real hectic bars.
Yeah.
For something that's tow car, tourer car.
Yeah, it looks a bit pig-like. This is much nicer. But you still got, it's got like that top bar thing that you can put on it, and then you put in some lights and bloody whatnot on it.
Yeah, still got to do lights and everything like that.
Yeah, just 4B thanks.
Yep.
Anyway, what have you done? So you've replaced the old chat cooler piping and a new cooler, which is very nice. Nice black things and stainless things, and the old cooler.
Yeah.
Well, the reason for swapping it. Well, firstly the piping looked like junk.
Yeah.
And then it had
but then,
nice leaky boys.
Yeah.
This
it's
Delta
leaking.
fin style chat cooler. It just looked nasty. That's all the old piping down there. Yeah. So she's much nicer.
Yep.
And I won't have boost leaks, so I go a bit harder. And then this beautiful thing that you've done here, the schnork.
Beautiful. But obviously we couldn't get the same colour guard in time, so we just ran with the hole that was already in it. And
yeah, it had like a GQ style snorkel or something, was it?
Oh, well, that is like a GQ style, so it's where they run them out on the outside.
all the way along.
Run them under the guard.
Yeah.
But obviously there's a hole there already. We're not going to run it in under when there's a hole at the front.
Yeah, so we just worked with that hole.
Instead of
That's
having
nice.
like stainless bends and stuff, it
Had all these joiners.
had these ghetto things, so
Yeah.
it looks a bit nicer now at least.
Yeah, look way nice.
We're gonna maybe try and get a little Keep It Reet logo to weld in the end of the pipe.
In the end there.
In the
Which
end
one?
of the
There you got
hole.
the sticker?
Where is the sticker?
One of these stickers.
Something
get,
like
get
that.
MRC onto it. She'll sit real nice in there. I've seen a few 4Bs go around with things like that.
Yeah, a lot of the bigger companies like J-Max and stuff like that, when they do the snorkels, they've all got them in it.
Yeah, they look good. We'll just make it real restrictive, so it's pretty much like having a 1-inch intake.
No, because you get it cut out so that's all open, like the
Yeah,
blue
and it'll just
area,
be
and then
that.
it's just got that.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Anyway, enough on that nug. Let's get on to some other 4B things. So today, I am picking up my new car, my new daily. So I think it's been long enough driving this nug around. It's not too nug, but it's pretty nug. The old LS Ranger. So I figured it's probably a good time to do a little review on it. I've been putting it off for ages, so I'm sure people want to know about it a little bit. So let's go through this thing a little bit, the old LS Ranger, before I pick up my new beast. New car, something that's not really seen around much, so I think you guys might like it. Yeah, anyway, let's get into this, the LS Ranger. Give you a bit of a rundown on it. Pop that bonnet, Sonny. Just quickly, I'll show you the interior. Well, it's pretty nasty. You haven't really cleaned the car. Just don't care. Just the old workhorse, and it's going to become the company car for Corey and Cam when Cam decides to come back. Little beach. So as you can see, she looks completely standing here. You wouldn't even know, apart from the little GPS speedo thing. Because with the big tyres, all the dash lights come on. But yeah, the speedo's a bit out just because it's got the 33s. I had the 35s on it, but I'm sick of getting pulled over. She's got the flares. I've actually got bigger flares, and to raise the rear a bit higher as well. Some link things. Then I can hopefully chuck the 35s back on it. But it's got it had like a 7-inch lift on the front when I got this thing. So I think we dropped it down to 5. It's still pretty high for a Ranger. Yeah. backstory on this thing. When Danny was pregnant with Marcus, first little man, I had a FG XR6 Turbo Ute that I bought from brand Spankin' New. XR6 Plus T, I should say, on the 85, making 330 kilowatts. I think that was a shat conversion, that one. The FG NAs do not like boost until you get your 85. I think it made 200 kilowatt on 98. Anyway, so went the 85, made 330. It was a good car. Had it for 7 years or so, but it was time to get a bit more of a family rig. So this thing came up pretty much as it is now, apart from it had muddies on it on 17s and the stupid lift it had in the front, and it was the diesel, the 2.2 and 2x4, so just rear wheel drive. But it was perfect because it had the extra seats, and it had, I don't know, it's just a big car, good for towing, everything else. That's exactly what I needed. But as soon as I got it, I was like, if anything happens to this motor, I'm going to LS it, because this 2.2 is junk. And I pretty much didn't service it for like however long, like 7 months or something. It had already had 300,000 Ks on it as well, so it wasn't just like, oh yeah, I'm just going to change a mint motor, a mint setup. The body was all mint and it drove well, but it needed something different, or it just wasn't my styles. So something electrical went wrong with it. I got it all checked over, and everything's like, it just seemed like it was something weird with the ECU. I was like, that's enough of a problem. I had all the LS stuff sitting there, so then I went ahead and banged her in, and this is what we came up with. Lift her up, Sonny. Yeah, there you go. Something a bit different. The old oil leaker.
Everywhere.
5.7 bloody V8 goodness. Dr. Draft tuned her up. Made, I think it was 200 on the 200 kilowatt on 35s, which ain't bad. I think they normally make 270 on small boy wheels. So, and I had a full turbo kit. It's actually all sitting in there. I was gonna chuck it on. It's ready for a snail here, but if it's gonna be a work beast, I'm not sure what we'll do. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe we'll just top mount charge it. There's room. Maybe we'll just do both. There's room for both. Oh yeah. We'll see. But it's done well. So how many kilometers on it now? So that's 360,000 now. So I've done 60,000 Ks with this setup. So that's proof of my Kang work in the driveway of my old house. Just real basic conversion. Just slap her in, made it fit. It's on a bit of it's not dead center. It's like a little bit this way, a little bit on backwards angles, but it doesn't matter. It does the job. Chuck a bit more oil in it. What else? What do you want to see on it? What do they want to see, Corey?
I don't know. Don't show me the engine.
Hey, that's what you want to see, some oil leaks. All the leaky boys under it.
The auto leaking bug.
And she's got the 4-speed under there. Some, I don't know if you can see, some ghetto engine mounts that we make that do the job. Custom tail shaft by Knox Drive Shafts. Oh, let's have a look back here. Oh, I put so it's the 4L60E auto, 4-speed Como auto. I just put double big boy coolers for the towing, and it actually really enjoys life. She shifts hard when it wants to. And I've got ghetto ass exhaust here. So 2 high flow cats, and they join up these nasty flex joiners. These are all like parts that I've just either had or got given, and just to do the ultimate cheap conversion into 3-inch with a little hot dog and over the diff. I think I gasless migged this at home. Some Kang work. Over the diff into a 3.5-inch hot dog, and that boy, you don't make noise, you just make nasty. I think that rear up was gone. Oh yeah. But don't care, because she's workhorse and she goes strong and she tows well. What else? That's about it.
Oh, it's got some hectic Pro Comp wheels.
Yeah, you got Pro Comp wheels.
Yep.
Good offset. 16 by 10. Neg 20 or something they are. Dang.
Not bad.
Not bad. Yeah, I had these like lifted things in here, and that angle of this is definitely not ideal. I had this like spacer under there, and this thing actually rode harder than my 33. I was like, it still rides hard as. It's like it's got coilovers in it. But once I pulled that out, it dropped it a fair bit. Rode heaps nicer. And this angle was like literally almost touching the spring. It's cooked, so I still got to get the adjustable arms for this to correct that a bit, and it'll probably ride nicer too. Yeah, but don't care anymore really. Should we start her up and give her a listen? Maybe I'll take it for a drive, put the GoPro thing on there and shit. Yeah, here's some keys. All right, let's start her up, Sonny. Give her a rev ski. Oh, crackly. Go again. She actually sounds real nice behind. I hardly hear it from behind. You can see, runs like standard. Runs real nice. It's got aircon and everything. I got all that hooked up. All gassed up. Works actually really well. Heater. Yeah, everything works. She loves life. How these cars should have been. Don't worry about them oils. This is pretty much, I just made my own real Raptor because they don't make them in the PX styles. So, yeah, she goes strong. Good little beast. She does skids too, being a rear-wheel drive. Needs a locker, that's the other thing that's missing. Like some sort of a, yeah, some sort of, because even the other stock ones, I don't know, just need some sort of good LSD, yeah. But anyway, that's this thing. I'll give it a test drive, we'll see. Huh?
Put a Ford 9 inch in the rear.
Yeah, may as well. Almost forgot to mention. So I actually straight swapped for this car for my FG, which was funny because I'm not sure how much. FG is probably worth like 16 grand or something. They're probably worth about a similar. So PX Ranger 2012, I think it is 2012, but my car was a 2010 or 2011 FG XR6 black manual Ute, plus T eventually at the end of its life. Anyway, that's about it. So straight swap for this bad boy. Not a bad swap, I reckon. They're pretty basic, but they're a perfect workhorse. And then the motor swap, I think everything all up, I think it cost about 6.5, and I sold the diesel motor for 4.5. So it was not a bad upgrade, I reckon. It gave the whole car a new life. A 300,000 kilometre motor, and I think this had 170,000 or something on it. And now she's done another 60,000. So what's that? Like 230,000. And she's still going strong. And the body still loves life. A couple of creaks here and there.
That's just suspension shit.
Yeah, that was probably the engine mount that broke. with my Kang Migless welding. She loves it.
It's gasless.
Gasless, sorry. It's a good solid rig. I did everything in this thing, apart from I had help with the engine mounts, and then what else? The wiring. Yeah, I didn't touch wiring. I hate wiring. So Barney made that up. And I forgot to mention, it's actually drive-by-wire, so this is a VZ motor. And I think that was actually an error in the end, because I wanted to try to keep cruise control and stuff. But the fly-by-wire, first of all, was a bit of a dog. I had to get a VZ pedal and make that work in there. And then it keeps doing this like anti-abuse mode shit that was in the VZ, the last model ECUs. So apparently they're a bit of a junk ECU to work with, and we're having problems trying to delete the anti-abuse mode. So just like as soon as like a certain torque reading, like if you put your foot down, it'll sort of like do like some misfire cutout thing. So yeah, I've wired in. I've got the Bluetooth, the what do you call it, the OBD port thing, and I can like reset the codes and stuff pretty easily. But it's still a pain in the ass. Dr. Draft's trying to figure out a way around it, especially with if we're going to boost it. But it does actually go pretty hard for the old 4-speed. I'll show you some of this conversion stuff. Alright, so a couple of conversion things. I kept the factory condenser and bloody radiator, because they're pretty big, the radiators in these. It's actually quite funny. I didn't even touch the fuel system. Sorry, I did change the fuel pump, but I didn't touch anything else in the lines and everything. This is actually the exact forward lines, and they pop straight onto this conversion filter that I use on my other LS conversions. So it's just pretty much a Corvette adapter. So they're like, it's a one inlet kind of thing. So this is a fuel pressure reg that holds it at like 65, 45 psi or whatever the thing is, 65 bar. I can't remember what it is, something like that. And so it has the pressure inlet, one outlet that holds the pressure all on the rail, keeps it all mint. It's a filter, and then it's got the return line back to the tank. That makes life so much easier if you ever do an LS conversion. You can just buy these on, I think, Summit Racing. I've got them from the US, but I think they stock them here at EFI Hardware. Yeah, so that's pretty much that. I already said about the aircon, so that's all running with all the stock stuff. And then
all we had to do was change that tensioner with the aircon, because that's...
The tensioner shut itself at one point, but yeah, she's going strong.
They all do that.
What else? So I got this Ghetto thermo fan set up. It's actually cable tied in the moment because it died on the way home from Pheasantwood. So yeah, this car does do long distance trips, and it gets hot as LS love getting hot, but it doesn't ever do anything. It just keeps going strong. But this fan actually does much nicer, and it switches on through the ECU at temperature. I think it switches on at like 80 degrees or something, 80 to 90 degrees. Yeah. But these motors, yeah, love getting up to 100 degrees. I think that switches on a bit lower on the aircon. So, like with the interior, the way I can probably show you some of the linkages on this shot, but yeah, all that works. Oh, it's out of gear, but with the aircon, yeah, Barney wired into the aircon button all works, and yeah, everything all works like normal. And we were gonna get the cruise control to work, probably still will. But yeah, here's the Ghetto pedal install. It's just all bolted in there with the electric pedals. Had to change all that. Just chuck the key in there. It all starts, everything like normal from the key. You wouldn't even know. So when you jump in there, oh, dang it. Yeah, so it all picks reverse, neutral, drive, clicks in all the right spots. Yeah, all turns, starts like normal. Fuel gauge works, the travel thing works, and the speedo works. Haven't bothered with the revs and stuff like that. Don't even need, could even get digital dash and plug into my, oh yeah, shit everywhere in this car at the moment, OBD port thing. So I've got the Bluetooth thing on there at the moment, so I can just jump on it to check temperatures and other stuff on my phone if I want to. I do actually have the fuel, coolant sensor stock on here, so we can run that. just check temps, but I've never had issues with the temps. And under here, so I used they've got a nice big gearbox cross member, so that made doing the mount for the gearbox quite easy. So I just did like a ghetto joint one of both the LS mount and the Ford mount. You can see up here, there's all my linkages, so that's the factory thing, and I just hooked it up to the all the linkages there. I just got all the distances right. I made up this bracket just to bolt to the pan there. That's all the factory Ford stuff. I just modified it to work and to all work on this, and that's about it. She's pretty much had a mad rear main leak since I got it. Probably should have changed it when I had it all apart, but she'd be right. Just have to keep topping her up. You can see the Shat engine mounts there and there. Yeah, that's it. Stock diff loves it. And yeah, fuel tank. That's another drainer of a thing. I had to pull that out, and I put a Walkaround put a Walkaround 460, I think it was, in the tank, and ended up having dramies popping the stock lines or the fuses. Ended up finding out that we're getting little kinks in the hose, and it was like overpressurizing either the lines and popping them off, or it was just overworking, so getting too much voltage to the pump, and it cooked the cradle and some of the wiring. So once we put a proper PVC, the line and some bigger wiring, I actually ended up going straight through the cradle itself, so it's just almost direct wiring with a nice plug outside of the tank. That sort of kept that all running mint. And yeah, she runs 98. I made sure I wrote on the cap. I'll show you that real quick. So you pop that cap, and so if my mum's driving or something, I've made sure I've written on here petrol 98 unleaded things, so you can't forget. Crossed off diesel things, so make sure you chuck that 98 in there. Some people give weird looks when they see you grab the 98.
You got to make sure you have.
Oh yeah, bonus water. Yeah, you need that.
It's good for it. It's motorable.
So there you go. That's it. That's how you LS convert on a budget and works mint.
I got you.